Yes, I have ruffled so many feathers as a Black, African, British, Nigerian, a priest in the Church of England, an Anglican priest, also someone who's well educated in liberation and queer theology, and human rights activist, and also someone living with HIV for the past 2 decades. My ministry becomes quite profound in itself. Being in the place where I am, by the grace of God, it means that there are so many people that can look up to me and be able to identify any of my intersectionalities. I think the combination of reconciling faith and sexuality is really about the individual person developing a personal relationship with God and not with the institution. My personal journey is I ask so many questions about my relationship with God. I obviously came to a wonderful conclusion that for me, being gay for me means God adores you, God accepts you, and God anoints you. The danger, for many people that are growing up queer is that we don't have anyone, to talk to that can provide the appropriate, culturally sensitive and traditionally appropriate pastoral care. You talk to someone at the age of 15 about I'm in love with John, they're going to say demonic spirit. I came to full knowledge of my sexuality when I was 13 years old. At age 13 was also when I discovered the very Bible text about homosexuality in Leviticus. So I read it over and over and it traumatized me. I struggled with my feelings and having read that text. But it took me a while to overcome that understanding because Leviticus was not about condemning homosexuality. It was the story of the Israelites coming out of bondage. A time that I was struggling with my sexuality and I turned to God in prayer because this is what I've heard that we should do. We should pray earnestly to God. And I did what Jesus did. After his baptism, he went to pray for 40 days and 40 nights. I said, if Jesus can do it to conquer the enemy, the devil, I can do the same too. I committed myself to pray and fast for 40 days. My same-sex attraction never went away. They were actually more pronounced. I do have a lot of enemies. They've called me demonic, an angel of hell. They've called me doom pastor and all sorts of things. But I just know that speaking the truth in all righteousness for queer people is very, very important. When I came out as gay, I was rejected by my church denomination at the time. I was ostracized, so I couldn't go back there. So I stayed away for about 2 years. So towards the end of my second year of absence from church, I located a Pentecostal church that I've fallen in love with through television program and radio program, and I went along there in 1996. I stayed in this church community for about 4 years when they found out that I was gay and I was excommunicated again. So on this occasion, I was subjected to conversion therapy and laying out of hands and healings, and the abuse was uncanny. It really broke me apart. But the reality for me is that I can run, but I cannot hide. I can suppress my sexual behavior, but I cannot erase my sexual orientation. When queer people are coming out in any community, in any race, we need to begin to find how do we support other members of the family, because my siblings would not have drifted away from me if I knew or they knew how to support someone coming out as gay in their family. The way that I've dealt with my relationship with my family is live and let live. The times that I was in the closet was very difficult. I think I would have been the category of men living on the down low was in the closet. But coming out, oh my God, coming out is like celebrating. It's like burning down the closet and blowing the ashes away. I mean, the metaphor of freedom, that I can fly, I'm an elephant, but I've got wings and I can fly with all of my weight. I'm telling young people to understand their sexuality is really to live their own truth and also find people around them that they can talk to. It's getting easier today because we've also got social media. We've got lots of, organizations like House of Rainbow. We've got people like myself, not just me. I mean, there are many others, especially in the US and in Europe, that are there that people can connect with. But it is so important that families as well also create a safer environment. So if you're an uncle or an auntie or a parent who understands human sexuality, especially LGBT, make it known to people around you, especially the young ones around you. There will be one or two that will come to you and thank you for being open and vocal and being a safe space for them. And of course, for everyone else, it is important that you know for yourself who you are and be able to connect with those who love you and those who care for you.